were talking about before the forces. Who is going to be in Gaza? Which forces are going to be in Gaza? And Israel had these reservations about Turkish forces. Although the American side said that they can't rule out Turkish participation in Gaza and these security forces. And we'll get to their role, by the way, in a second when we talk about the Palestinian meeting that took place in Cairo. Now, according to Israel, well, there are countries that don't even recognize Israel. As a matter of fact, that Israel considers very hostile and that have threatened Israel before, that will be taking place. And one of these countries is none other than Pakistan. Now, listen to this. Israel is firstly letting it sink in very well now. The starting assumption is Hamas is not going to disarm. The assessment of the security establishment in Israel told the Israeli Knesset, they're not going to disarm, let's take it as it is. So everything is sinking in, everything is starting to show, after all of this arrogance and all of this, supremacy and acting all like paper tigers, that's what they are. In a review by the Foreign Affairs and Security Committee, security sources told members at the starting assumptions that Hamas will not be handing its weapons despite commitment in the agreement, according to them, because there were two versions of the agreement. They also said that the stabilization force in the Gaza Strip is expected to consist of soldiers from Indonesia, Azerbaijan, and Pakistan. Pakistan. Listen, Pakistan doesn't recognize Israel. Pakistan is a country that is hostile to Israel. And as a matter of fact, the previous head of the Israeli Mossad said that his biggest nightmare is Pakistan. So how comes they're going to allow Pakistani soldiers to come into the Gaza Strip now when they said that we don't want the Turkish forces to go in? It's as if they're replacing, hostile forces, supposedly hostile forces with a country that they do have a relationship with even more hostile forces from Pakistan to go into the Gaza Strip. Imagine that. Which again leads us to the conclusion of what is happening and what they always called the day after isn't going to be up to them. It's not going to be based on the Israeli demands. It's not going to be based on the Israeli desires. And it's going to be purely a Palestinian day, the way that it should. Not because of the goodwill of anyone, but because of the bravery and heroism of the Palestinian people and resistance in Gaza, primarily, first and foremost. Then, of course, we will go to the other supporting fronts, and of course, the global support and the pressure, all of that, it takes a big role. It plays a big role in all of this. And also, one thing is the tone. The tone is slightly changing in Israel. J.D. Vance was there a couple of days ago. Now Marco Rubio is there. When J.D. Vance was there, they were telling him we have one condition, the day after. Firstly, they had several conditions, and now they have one condition. And tomorrow maybe they'll have half a condition, and the day after they'll have no conditions. Again, initially play it big to save your face from the big humiliation that you faced, despite the fact that you landed 200,000 tons of TNT, the equivalent of approximately 8 nuclear bombs the size that landed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the United States at the time, and you haven't defeated the Palestinian resistance and the Palestinian people. Despite genocide, ethnic cleansing, urbanicide, everything, every infanticide, everything, every level of human life was damaged in Gaza. Financially, economically, healthcare, socially, every education, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Total destruction. And that was a calculated move from Israel, of course, to make it uninhabitable. They didn't want anyone to stay there, to try and tell them that there's no future here. Only for, again, Gaza, we're used to Gaza rising up from underneath the rubble, like the legend of the Phoenix. Now, what they're saying here, the reason I'm sharing this article, one condition, again, this one condition, this ever decreasing list of conditions of Israel. One of the things that they said here in this article was in relation to Hamas and their capabilities. And this bit here caught my attention. You know, they're talking about the ending of phase 1 and going into phase 2, getting all of the prisoners of war back. This caught my eye here. Israel believes in Hamas's capability to return them all the kidnapped civilians and remaining in Gaza. So from moving from this organization that they want to eliminate to, you know, me telling you I have faith in you, I believe in you, you know, I know you're going to comment and I know you're going to watch this video. I believe in your capability. Israel's telling Hamas that they believe in their capability. A trend going on of positivity related to Hamas coming from the Israeli side. Again, why? Because everything is sinking in now. They're understanding that it's game over. Game over, they're trying to be difficult as much as possible. But fact of the matter is, they know the score, they know the pressure that is being applied, and they are complying like obedient slaves who have been defeated and humiliated.